Hello, Isaac.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, thank you for doing this little short interview. Yes, we've done a few sessions, haven't we, on IBS, wasn't it? Irritable bowel syndrome?
That's correct, yes.
So we've done a few different things. We've done some sessions using integral eye movement therapy.
That's right.
And more traditional hypnosis.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd been suffering. How long have you been suffering from this?
About a year.
About a year, wasn't it? Yeah. And what's been happening? We've done about 3 sessions, haven't we?
Yes. Yeah. After the second session, I started feeling. The first session was also very positive, but it was an early stage, and then I took the second session. The second session was very effective in the sense that we've done a lot of things during I can't recall everything, but we've done a lot of things during the before and after, sure. And also during the trance.
Yes.
And I went home and there was a massive change in the way my body reacted, myself, my general awareness, and I started feeling much better, and literally the problem has disappeared.
Right. Because you were in quite a lot of pain, weren't you? That was one of the big problems.
And I never experienced a long period where it was, apart from one exception, it was on a holiday. But this time it was in the natural home with all the hazards and the heating problems.
Yeah.
And yet I got to a stage when, in the beginning, I anticipated it to be normal, but for some reason I started feeling much better. To the extent that my confidence grew on a daily basis, and then I realized it's actually working. I realized it's not a coincidence, because it started lasting and lasting and lasting, and my mind was less pessimistic, and at some stage I started realizing that I should give it a try by trying to eat things which I'm not supposed to eat, things which are supposed to trigger.
Yeah.
The pain and the attack.
So, obviously your state of mind had improved. You're feeling more confident. You're feeling more energetic. In terms of the discomfort, the pain, what happened there?
It just was non-existence. But in the beginning, I was, when you're afraid to jump too quickly to conclusions because you're afraid of disappointment. So I said to myself, let's just play it by ear and see how it goes. So as days passed by and I realized I'm going back, I started taking risk and started eating things which I'm not supposed to eat. Things I used to eat before all this deal started a year ago, and I realized that it was not really associated with the food. I realized that my mind was in control now, and the food was not anymore a factor in triggering these pains. Yeah. And I realized that I actually function much better because I don't have to worry during the day or think about when it's going to be the next attack, what am I going to do, where am I going to be. Should I take a big journey? Should I drive somewhere which is far away because I might have an attack there? Yeah. And how am I going to deal with it? But gradually I realized that I actually do it because I'm feeling much better, and it gave me some confidence, and I started building my confidence on a daily basis. And now I took another session to deal with other issues associated with it, external issues associated with it, and also to reinforce what I already have. And we will see how it goes in the next few days in regards to the new issues, and I hope they will be able to maintain this and see how it goes.
So far so good.
So far so good, and it gives you a lot of confidence that because it works, and that it's associated with the hypnotherapy, because he was, a day or two, maybe it would be a coincidence, but when it lasts for such a long period, it was over 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks is a bit short to decide, but 2 weeks I never experienced before being in my present surrounding, and it is giving me a big hope that I can actually overcome this problem for good. Okay. All I have to do is just go along the same guidelines and reinforce the ideas and the suggestions that you gave me during the sessions. And of course I have the recordings to listen to.
I'll give you some recordings so you can reinforce.
But of course there's always other issues, so you always have to go back and deal with other issues with a new session.
Okay.
But
can I
would recommend it to anybody who's got these problems, especially things which are associated with the mind. I mean, many times you think that you're even being told. I was told that it's by the doctors. It's actually physical. And then at some stage they say it might be partially subconscious, partially how do you call it? Psychosomatic. That's the word I was looking for. And now I believe it's actually fully psychosomatic. And I think that can be fixed with hypnotherapy, and I'm going to pursue it. So,
well, this is it. IBS. I mean, in relation to IBS, hypnotherapy is
a lot of people suffer from IBS, and they don't. Basically, they give up. And I heard that there's also a very high rate of suicides among people who have IBS. Although
pain is a horrible thing.
It's not something that affects the length of your life or the lifespan or any other thing. You can live for for long age, but the quality of life is such affected that some people, unfortunately, when they find no way out. Exactly. The worst thing is when you have no way out and you don't see hope. But hypnotherapy gave me hope, and I'm very, very happy that I actually pursued this, especially with James. We had experiences in the past regarding other issues. There was about 2 or 3 years ago, can you remember?
Yeah, exactly.
And that was sorted out. And now when this came out, the first thing that came into my mind...
What was that issue was insomnia, wasn't it?
Insomnia.
Yeah.
And a little bit of being a hypochondriac,
It was a few years ago, wasn't it? It was a few years ago,
yes. So that's the first thing came to my mind. Actually, I didn't think that it's going to be in hypnotherapy, but I read somewhere that people should try hypnotherapy, and I said I was a bit skeptic, but I got in touch with James, and then after a couple of sessions I realized it does work. You actually don't realize it's work, because when you actually listen, when you go through the session, you get the ideas, but you might have in the back of your mind, it varies from one person to another, you might have in the back of your mind some doubts. But with my experience with hypnotherapy, you sometimes have suggestions that go inside your subconscious without you realizing.
Exactly.
You don't really think that it's going to happen, because it just, you hear something, okay, yes, okay, people tell you. But under hypnotherapy, apparently it sinks inside, and apparently it works. So I would recommend it to anybody, and I would be happy to share with you future experiences.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this short interview. Take care, Isaac.